NHL Nightly with your host, the sportsman, a.k.a. Pierre Lebowski, a.k.a. Jeremiah Maxwell. And with him, as always, maybe Pearlo, Wisdom, and Rico and Barry.
Hey, what's up? How's it going?
Good,
hey, you look. Hey, by the way, you look awesome. You look awesome. I don't know what you did. You look incredible. Your background looks awesome. You look crystal clear. And just as you came on, Eriksson Ek just put the Wild up 2-1.
Oh, no, I don't like that.
Yeah, you know what, though? I think they had a slow start. They got into Edmonton at 3 a.m. So it's one of those things where they're probably lucky they got out of that first period 1-0. Boldy scores a goal, then Eriksson Ek to make it 2-1. I really like how the Wild are playing. Did you get a chance to watch any of the other games tonight before we talk about?
Yeah, I did. I was watching that Columbus-St. Louis game, and I'll tell you this right now. St. Louis, forget about them.
I just really liked how Columbus played tonight. I don't know that you can.
Columbus didn't play anything all that special. St. Louis did not come out tonight, and they had to.
They had 43 shots on goal. Pearlo, I have to
but
disagree.
They were playing all perimeter.
They're
playing all perimeter. They were playing pussy hockey against a team they should have destroyed.
Edmonton just tied it.
Well, that's good.
Oh, God, it's McDavid. I hope this is not one of those where, like, every 5 seconds I've got to change the score. I watched in its entirety, or for the most part is what I could watch, the Florida Panthers Pittsburgh Penguins game. What a great game by the Florida Panthers. They allowed 3 shots on goal in the third period. And and I got to tell you, I could not believe the power plays they were gifting the Pittsburgh Penguins. I normally don't try to be critical of the officials in a game I could care less about, but I was like, you got to be kidding me. I didn't see a single penalty taken by the Panthers that they couldn't have let go. The contrast being, I did see a few from Pittsburgh that they didn't call. Like, i.e. Malkin took like 4 before they called him for 1. And I was surprised to hear that Pittsburgh is the second least penalized team in the league. That's bullshit. They need to start calling the game fair. I believe when it was all said and done, it was 3 power plays to Pittsburgh and 2 to Florida. Neither team scored. Pittsburgh's now 0 for 37 on the power play. Unbelievable. Could we stack any more Hall of Famers on that team? I don't know what you did, man. I'm so excited to see you crystal clear and see your beautiful face.
You know what I did?
What?
And I guess I better do this from now on.
Yeah.
I'm in my bedroom.
It's made the world of difference. I don't know what it is.
I'm actually further away from my rotom.
That makes sense, dude. It could be that way. It could too much interference, but it looks so good, man. It looks like you look on other shows. I'm so glad we got this worked out. So for those of you just joining us, Rico's going to be late. He's coming back from a beer league game. So we will have Rico, but we think probably the first 30 minutes. Okay, I wanted to lead the show off. We talked a little bit about Andy Moog the other day, and he's battling cancer. And Andy is a former Edmonton Oilers goalie, right? Wasn't he a goalie for the Oilers for a while? I know he played for Boston. Now I have to pull it up. I'll feel terrible if I don't know. But I wanted to talk a little bit since you started off talking about the Blues game. Yeah, Andy played for the Bruins. I knew that. I thought he played for a bunch of teams. Andy played for the Oilers. I was right, from 81 to 87. So he was on some of those Stanley Cup teams as the backup to Grant Fuhr, right? And then he played for the Bruins from 87 to 93, and then he played for the Dallas Stars. And then his last year in the league, he played for the Montreal Canadiens. So he played 713 NHL games. I know he's battling cancer anyway. My heart goes out to Andy Moog's family. I hope he's doing okay. I bring that up because we talked about that the other day. It was announced, I don't know if this is new, but tonight, as of the 6th of December, there's an article. The link is in the chat. If anybody watches this, I dropped it in the live. It'll see it on the live chat. Kelly Chase, former NHLer, is battling leukemia. And they're trying to donate $200,000 to the V Foundation. For those of you in Canada that don't know what the V Foundation is, that's Jim Valvano through ESPN. 100% of the money goes to cancer. You can buy split the pot tickets, and they're guaranteed to give away $39,000, so you can win some money. There's a link in there. I don't think it matters if you're in that area. You could donate. So I think they're asking. You can also get pucks at Enterprise Center for people in St. Louis. Our friend Darkness is in that area. You can buy pucks for $40 outside Portal 15 and Hockey Fight Cancers t-shirts with Chase 39 on the back. That money is going to go to help support the V Foundation, and they're going to do a cancer auction. You can also text 76278. I know this is a ton of information for you guys. That's why I said I have the link in the chat. You can see it on both the Twitch stream and the YouTube stream if you're watching via Twitter, or hopefully eventually we'll be live TikTok. Maybe we need to – I got to figure out how to do that. I think we just need to get followers on TikTok, so I got to figure that out. So we'll be on 4 platforms, which would be great. Anyway, I just wanted to bring that up. I think a lot of people know who Kelly Chase is. Hey, GDR, so good to see you again. Like I said, I think a lot of people know who Kelly Chase is. He's a pretty famous hockey player. He was known for his fights. They had an awesome picture with him and Tony Twist. Here, I'll just bring this up so you can see this real quick. And Twister was out there. They had some big-time battles together. And anyway, here's the article with the link to the chat. We also have a trade to talk about today, which we will get to. But there's the link for the 50 in there, and it's talking all about the stuff, the Hockey Fights Cancer. And heart goes out to Kelly Chase and his family. Really love that guy. Always thought he was a thing. Later on, maybe we'll watch some of his old fights. A bunch of ones with here's him with Hartford fighting Tony Twist when Tony Twist was the Blues. So I like that. You can the Hockey Fights have some of his stuff. Anyway, heart goes out to Kelly Chase's family, and we're gonna just hope for the best there and hope he gets through all this leukemia. So there were 3 games on tonight. 5-2 win for the Columbus Blue Jackets, a 3-1 win for the Florida Panthers, and it's 2-2 Edmonton with 2-2 Edmonton and Wild, and we're only 15 minutes left in the second there, and that's the last game of the night. The trade today was the St. Louis Blues sent Robert Bortuzzo from that cup-winning team in 2019 to the New York Islanders for a 7th-round pick. Do you have any thoughts on that trade? It looks like the Blues, Doug Armstrong came on and talked. I'll just say real quick, Pearlo, before I let you go, and you can speak eloquently about your thoughts on the trade. Doug Armstrong came on the St. Louis Blues Bally Sports broadcast. I listened to what he had to say. It really looks like they're moving into that youth movement, and so it's it's good. I'm excited to see what the Blues will be. I know you said tonight you're not a believer in them. I think you're going to lose some games tonight. I actually thought they had a really good game. I thought it was pretty back and forth. I think if you go back and look at the numbers, I think they probably could have converted on the power play a little bit better too there in St. Louis. I think they had an abundance of chances. But anyway, your thoughts on Robert Bortuzzo, the trade to the New York Islanders. They get a 7th-round pick. Looks like, and based on what Doug Armstrong said, they're just trying to get some of these younger guys in the lineup a little more regularly.
Bertuzzo, I mean, it doesn't move the needle at all for the Islanders. So get a little bit of depth since they
Yeah,
have
fourth
no.
line guy. That's probably a decent locker room guy, right? You know,
He's a seventh, eighth defenseman. You know, like they have no depth in their system. So you
well,
get
the
a guy
Islanders
like
have some
Bertuzzo.
injuries. Remember, not to cut you off, I apologize.
Yeah,
Islanders have some.
you get a guy like Bertuzzo that has played before. So if they don't have anybody else down there, so it does make them a little bit stronger that way. But I mean, he's not a good defenseman, so you don't want to be playing him more than a couple games. But I get it, I guess. Yeah, I actually think St. Louis did well getting a seventh for him because he pretty much will be on the waiver wire a lot of the time. So if you can actually get any pick for him, I think you've done well.
Yeah, I mean, seventh rounder. You never think that probably amounts to an NHLer, but you never know. And
Better than nothing. No.
yeah, absolutely. That's a good way to look at it. And I would say too. Excuse me, apologize. I would just say in this instance, you have a New York Islanders squad that's winning games. Kind of, they're in a playoff spot right now, but they're banged up defensively. They're trying to do some patchwork. And I'll tell you, like, would you want to play the Islanders in the first round if they're healthy and they have all their guys back and Sorokin in the first round? Like,
I sure would. I would love to play the Islanders.
Yeah, you would. Okay. Right now, you're not a believer. Yeah, I know they've not been consistent, so I don't think anybody would blame you. So, well, let's move on. Let's talk a little bit about did you get a chance to watch any of the Pittsburgh
Florida game?
Yeah. Florida Pittsburgh game. Did you get any chance to watch any of that?
Yeah, I watched some of it. Yeah. I thought Florida dominated most of the time. I thought Pittsburgh pretty much was just basically just trying to hold on most of the game. And I think that it should have probably looked worse than it did. Jari played really well. Yeah, Pittsburgh's in big trouble. They just had a players only meeting before this game. And that's what you bring?
I know. Didn't we joke about that in the last game? Biz actually had a thing where he was like, I bet my 401k that these guys will score and win the game. And I was like, man, I don't think he's watched Florida enough because Florida just shut the flipping door in the third period. It was a masterclass. I just love what Maurice is doing there. And I mean, I think you need to start including Florida in a Stanley Cup contendership. Oh, sorry. I just saw something that was kind of brutal that threw me off here. I just found GDR Cinnamon Pony. Thank you for joining us. So appreciate you. It sounds like you're a diehard Islanders fan. We will be back Tuesday next week. We don't stream on the weekends because I like to have a life. And so 4 nights a week, Tuesday through Friday, this show, NHL Nightly, on my channel, The Sports Beard, or you can find it on podcast, NHL Nightly, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts.
Kept the ticker there for my me or Rico's Twitter though, because we like to go on the weekends together. So you can,
and I may jump on with you guys. I don't mind doing it, or we could maybe do an official NHL Nightly one too. I just have been under the weather, so I'm trying to get.
No, it's always good to take time off for sure.
Yeah.
We may or may not, but catch the Twitter. Sometimes we just pop on in the evening, and Rico and I like to talk hockey anyways. So Rico's like, I will call Rico on his regular phone without any Twitter or anything, and we'll talk hockey for like 2 hours. So we might as well go on Twitter and do it. So just jump on if you want and do it that way. But yeah, you gotta have a balance. Weekends are always fun to you can't go 7 days a week. So but if you want, we will go on there every once in a while.
Yeah, and I love going on Twitter Spaces and talking hockey. I wish we could get a bigger crowd. we've been averaging about 7 to 8 people a night. Not surprising Friday, on the YouTube, but not surprising that we're getting about 30 views on the Twitter too. Not surprising that, and I'm going to share the stream again once we get Rico in. But not surprising that it's a Friday night and there's 3 NHL games on and we don't have a lot of people.
Oh yeah, there's not many. There's not going to get much on a Friday night.
Yeah, and you know what we might do as the season shifts? Maybe once NFL is over, I might go to a Monday through Thursday format because it does feel like we're getting a lot.
Friday nights are never that great.
Yeah, and that's kind of not a bad because tomorrow, Saturday, we have 12 games. Sunday we have 8, and Monday we have 4. So Monday's a better night than Friday. So we'll see. I want to wait till NFL season's over. Hey, Rick Smith is with us, Canadian.
Rick is in. How you doing, Rick?
Good to see you, man. So anyway, I want to talk a little bit about this Pittsburgh thing. So they did mix up the power play a little bit. I was getting the NHL network feed. So they had Tony Luffman and Tony Granato at the half instead of Bally Sports, who was calling the game for the Florida Panthers, their broadcast team, which I actually really like them. I think normally Jeff Chitrin is on there. He's one of their analysts on the side there too. So we're
Jeff Chikrin, the old Islander defenseman, Jeff Chikrin. Is that who you're saying?
Yeah.
Cool.
Dad. Yep. He does that. Yep. Oh, we got a bunch in now. We got a bunch of people in now. 5 people are in now, so that's good. Wow. Anyway, we were talking a little bit about format change. If you're just joining us, this is NHL Nightly, sponsored by Fans First Sports Network. I am the Sports Beard, aka Jeremiah Maxwell. With me, as always, is Pearl of Wisdom. We will have Rico in soon. He's at a beer league game. I told him bring some good stories, and hopefully they get the W. We talked a little bit about in the chat, guys, Kelly Chase and his battle with leukemia. There's a link if you're interested in donating. I like the whole game, Rick. I mean, dude, I'm never sad to see the Penguins lose, so that's just me. But we got Pearlo crystal clear in HD. Looks so good. We figured it out. It looks amazing. I'm so happy to see it. He deserves to be shown on this screen as well as as good as his takes are. Let's talk about your bets tonight, Pearlo. Did you hit on your bets?
I'm not doing too bad.
Did you hit on your Tristan Jarry save prop? Did you hit on your Tristan
Jarry save prop? I got the Jarry save prop. I had.
Okay, what other bets did you have, Bill?
I had Florida in regulation. We got that one. St. Louis disappointed me tonight. I really thought they.
I thought you called the Blue Jackets yesterday. I thought you called the Blue Jackets.
No, I didn't because they apparently had a flu bug going through there, but that might have been a bunch of crap, and I might have just been on some information that's no good. Otherwise, I probably would have took them. But they also had Jet Greaves in goal, who is not a good even AHL goaltender. St. Louis
he just started.
I'm telling you right now, I am off of St. Louis. I'm either not going to take St. Louis for the rest of the season, or I'm going to bet against them. That win
real quick
is totally necessary for them. So
I just want to say it was Greaves' first career NHL start. I thought you saw a very good commitment to defense from the Columbus Blue Jackets. They played really well transitionally. They scored a lot of their goals off the rush. I believe they scored on the power play too. I think they were 1 for 2 on the power play. St. Louis, the difference in this game to me was St. Louis was 0 for 3 in the power play. And the Columbus Blue Jackets blocked 17 shots.
Which means they played way too much in their own zone. But the thing is,
they had 40. But the Blues are the better team, Pearlo.
Yeah, but St. Louis played 2 perimeter. If they would have played, if they would have went to the net at all in that game, they ruined that game.
Didn't the Blues play yesterday too? on that heavy
Yeah,
Thursday.
I don't care. This is a desperate situation for the Blues. You go hard, you win this game. And you don't, I am not taking St. Louis for the rest of the year. You heard it here. I am not taking St. Louis for the rest of the year. I don't care if they're playing San Jose or the Blackhawks.
Rick, you cannot watch the Minnesota Wild Edmonton Oilers game at all? Weren't you the one that sent me the link? I will send you something, Rick, if you want, that should work for you. But I may have to talk with you offline about how to use it. But
isn't Fleury
so right now
the Oilers are making
Fleury
look like a good goaltender right now?
Yeah, it's Fleury in net. So right now the St. Louis Blues are 1 point out of the wild card spot with 26 games.
They're going to be way out of that by the end of the year.
Yeah,
they're 13 so far out of that. It's not.
Well, they are a -10 differential, but they're 7-4 at home. This was a road game. 6-8 at home on the road. And they are 5-5 in their last 10. So they've been basically a 500 team.
They're done.
I don't think you're speaking out of pocket. I'm just saying, I think it's probably not the wisest thing to bury a team that has a bunch of young players.
I'll
tell you right now, Pearlo, I don't know where you are with this. I feel better about the St. Louis Blues and what I've seen from them this year in games than I do the Seattle Kraken.
Yeah, well, both the same. Yeah, I took your advice on that, and I kind of waffled on them making the playoffs, but because I do respect your opinion an awful lot, and the more I thought about it, I was like, maybe I'm not giving them enough credit defensively or whatever. But when you got a shooting percentage as high as they did last year, it's really hard to duplicate that again. So
I agree with that. I think you had a bunch of guys that had career years, probably, that due to the shooting percentage, obviously. And I do think that like Donato, Soucy, these are guys they miss. And Daniel Sprong. Daniel Sprong netted 25 goals. That's what's happening this year is they're not getting the goal scorer. Now Morgan Geekie, they're not missing him. He didn't do much for them. I don't know how he's done for Boston this year, but I feel like Seattle, it looks like their goaltending's not great. They're a -23 on the season.
Yeah, their goaltending's horrible.
Yeah, their goaltending. Yeah, they missed on that Grubauer signing.
I said that when they.
But I will tell you, Pearlo, this is a blessing in disguise. They have 8 wins, which is by the way, because they have a bunch of overtime points and stuff. They actually have the least amount of wins, tied with the Blackhawks and the Sharks. So they could be in the running for the number 1 overall pick, which they haven't gotten either. So Macklin Celebrini, you get him on the Seattle Kraken. That's a game changer, buddy. So what do you? I think the Wild just scored again.
Minnesota just scored, yeah.
Yeah, is that Marco
I had
Rossi?
Minnesota team total under 2.5 too.
Didn't you pick the Wild in this game? Oh, Ryan Hartman for Minnesota.
No, I didn't take the Wild. No.
Yeah, I thought we were all kind of staying away from this game with Minnesota being on a back-to-back.
I know one thing. I'm going to put a live bet here on the over in the third period.
What's the over?
It's going to be over 2. There's going to be more than 3 goals in the third period here, and I think. How much time do we have left in the second here?
Hold on, I'm not sure. Let me look. I'll tell you exactly.
7 minutes left.
Okay, yeah, I was going to look at the website.
3 goals on 11 shots for Minnesota. Yeah.
Was shook to me Carl lost again. What are you talking there, Rick? I'm not.
What's that?
Was a shock to me. I think you mean shock. Was a shock to me that Carl lost again.
Carolina. I think you're saying Carolina.
Oh, Carolina against they lost. You're talking about their loss to the Flames. Yeah. So you know what, Pearlo? I listened to the 1 hour of Sportsnet 590 with because they had an abbreviated show today because of they had abbreviated show because of all the Shohei Ohtani hoopla. They actually had a baseball show. Excuse me. They talked a little bit about the Calgary Flames not being traders because they're in the mix. They're still in the mix for the playoffs. So you're not going to see Tanev, you're not going to see Lindholm, you're not going to see Hannafin get traded unless they're out of it. What?
I don't believe. I believe they're going to trade all of those guys.
Well, Pearlo. They very well may trade those guys, but they're not going to trade them till the trade deadline because they're still in it. Like they're not out of it right now. That's what I mean. I'm not saying we may not see those guys traded.
Yeah, the worst case scenario for them is they're actually like in a playoff spot come the deadline, because then they may not trade those guys, and that would be horrible. That would be horrible.
Well, if they lose them I will say this: if they're able to keep Hannafin and Lindholm, not the worst. I think if it's going to suck if they aren't able to trade Tanev, especially as well as he's playing this year. But I think it would be, like you said, I agree with you. It would be brutal if they're like the second wild card and they don't do anything and they lose all three of those guys in the offseason. But they'll have room to sign guys too. So there's no guarantee they won't be able to bring some of those guys back.
If I know that any of them don't want to go, I'm not waiting to the deadline. And why wait? Because then it's going to look worse. I am trading them.
Pearlo, I agree with you, but I'm just saying, like, this is why I wanted to bring this up. Rick, we will talk about Toronto's goaltending situation. I want to put Toronto Maple Leafs fans at ease for a moment, and we'll get there. But let us finish our points on this. I'll just say this. I do not believe if they're in the mix, they're going to make any moves before the trade deadline. Now, I think best case scenario for Calgary is that they're able to move everybody they can. So real quick, we'll pull it up here. We'll pull up their RFAs and UFAs real quick. I have to wait here. Get this up to
I'll move over to Cap Friendly too.
That's what I'm bringing up. It's just my internet's going a little slow here. So, and it's funny because yesterday I had like 4 games on and had no problems. I got 1 game on tonight and there's issues. So if you're just joining us, I'm Beard. This is Pearlo. We're waiting on Rico. He will be with us shortly. I'm expecting in the next 15 or 20 minutes we'll have him. This is the last show of the week. This is NHL Nightly, Tuesday through Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern. We come on. We talk puck. You get betting lines from our amazing handicapper, Mr. Pearlo Wisdom. Check out his website if you want to make some cash. He does nothing but study hockey. He's killing it with his props. He's doing really good. And I'll let him tell you where he's at. We're going to pull up Cap Friendly here. We're going to talk a little bit about the Calgary Flames and what they can do if they're in or out of the mix. I still think you could see Calgary be a playoff team and make some trades that could make them better for the playoffs. And the great thing about the trade deadline is you still have about 6 or so weeks left of hockey, so they could still be in a playoff spot and make moves. I don't think that's completely out of the thing, but I think they probably owe it to the fans. The great thing about them too is they basically have a bunch of picks. So I mean, they're not missing really. They're missing a 7th rounder and this year, and they're missing a 4th rounder next year, and then they really basically have a couple extra picks. They have 2026. They have the. This was the deal with the Zadorov. They now have the Canucks 3rd rounder from that year. So they've got some extra picks So their UFAs are Elias Lindholm. He's going to get paid, I think. Oh, dang. Your picture's scrubbed out a little bit, but that's okay. We'll see.
Is he going to get paid, though, from Calgary? Like, why would you want to give a 20?
I think he'll get I don't know if he'll get paid from Calgary. I'll tell you right now.
Get paid by somebody.
He's 29, though. That's the one thing.
Yeah.
I think
he'll get paid by somebody if he wants it, but I don't think it's Calgary.
Yeah. Especially with the cap going up, I think he gets around 8.
I think he gets traded.
We've got Doug in the chat. I do want to talk about the Toronto. Doug, thanks for being with us. We'll get to what you were saying here in just a second. So they have Lindholm as a UFA, outright UFA, 29 years old. Dylan Dubé is a RFA with arb rights. He's only 25. He's a guy, I know he's kind of been in and out, but he's one of those hodgepodge guys that can play everything. You've got Pospisil, Martin Pospisil is a RFA with arb rights. You know who I really like is Adam Ruzicka. He's an RFA with arb rights. He's a fun player to watch. And then Noah Hannafin, UFA, Tanev, UFA.
I don't know why they don't give Ruzicka more ice time than they do. Like, I don't get it.
Well, I think he's a part of the future there, right? They're definitely going to keep him. So, and then, of course, LTIR, they're going to, UFA, Shillington, it looks like he's going to be out for the year. Then Kevin Rooney, both those guys are out. So I don't know if any of those guys are coming back this season or not. Shillington, I like. I mean, I think he's a good guy. So Rick wants to talk a little bit about Toronto's goaltending situation. I'll just say this. Leaf fans, take a pause. Samsonov has been sick. Sammy was awesome last year when he didn't have another goalie breathing down his neck. And if it looks like Wall is going to be out a while, I think you're going to get the best of Sammy because I think he relaxes when he feels like he has got the starting role unlocked. Now, that being said, Martin Jones was unbelievable for like the first third of the season for the Seattle Kraken. In fact, in my opinion, he kept that team in the playoff mix and they ended up making it. So I would not stress if I'm a Leafs fan. I think honestly, also, we talked about this a little bit last night, Rick. I think the Leafs are one of those teams that when they have all these injuries, they tend to rise to the occasion. They tend to play better. I think it's better for them at times. And they know it's not long-term. So I just feel like Leaf fans, everybody is really mid. I mean, like, Ottawa is probably not making the playoffs. I mean, the Atlantic has got some, look, Buffalo looks not great. Montreal, they're not doing anything. Tampa Bay, Pearlo, you've been saying for a while, they can't keep the puck out of their own net. They're 4-5-1 in their last 10, and they're a -8 on the year. So I don't think you could really rely on them. So really, Detroit's the only X factor. The one thing I'd say about Detroit is I actually think Leaf fans, Detroit's a better team. That leads into Doug's comment here. Doug says, I'll throw it up on the screen here. I don't ever want to see the Red Wings ever repeat what I seen yesterday, and can't believe that Viegas Husso is the worst save percentage of our third of your three goalies. Yeah, I we'll see if Husso gets his stuff together. I'll say this: Red Wings are 6-2-2 their last 10. They're 8-3-3 at home. That was a brutal home loss to the Sharks, but look, you're an Eastern Conference team now. That loss doesn't mean a ton. You got a new guy in the lineup. It's not that big a deal. Edmonton's on the power play here, by the way, with like 1:30 left on the power play. And then
they just scored. Draisaitl just potted it.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah. He just potted one from his spot. You know what I mean by that. Yeah. I certainly didn't get the under 2.5. Anyways, watch out for Detroit. Their underlying numbers are horrible. Their expected goals against are bad. Their expected goals for
they're pretty good defense. They're +19 on the season, man.
Yeah, I don't.
They're getting scoring. They're playing pretty good defensive.
Their expected goals against. I don't care about plus minus. I really don't care. The underlying numbers for Detroit, just like I said about Seattle, are not good. I don't think Detroit's going to hold on here.
Do you
And
think Detroit is a better team than Toronto, though?
Well, I don't like Toronto either. But
that's what I'm saying. That was my whole argument, Pearlo. If you listen to what I was saying.
Think Detroit's going to miss the playoffs at the end of the year.
I'm just saying. You think Detroit will miss the playoffs?
Yeah, I do.
Even though they're right now in the top 3 in the Atlantic.
Yep. There's total regression coming for that team, and Kane was not an answer at all. So
he looked good in the game, though, man. He looked really good.
So we'll see. He looked all right. He's not the answer there. They have a
year, and
they have a very high shooting percentage, and they have a lot of players playing well above their heads, and that's not going to hold up for the whole season. I think Detroit is in trouble in the second half. We'll see if I'm right, but that's what I think.
Yeah. I'll just say this. I'm a big fan of Newsy Lalonde, Derek Lalonde. I'm a big fan of him. I like what he's doing there. I feel like he brings a lot of that attention to detail that John Cooper brought, but also while being a great player, a great players coach. So I just expect to see Detroit. Doug, I hope you don't see that either, but I will say this. Just applaud the effort that we're seeing from the San Jose Sharks. They're really starting to play well. They're 5-4-1 in their last 10. Like that's not the worst in the league right now. The Ducks are 1-9 their last 10. I mean, so I was thinking earlier in the year, holy crap, they might be a playoff team if they can keep it together the way they were starting off. But we'll see. I love Edmonton 7-3 their last 10, but yet they're still in the 7th spot of the wild card race. So I laugh that everybody. That's why I'm saying, like, you can't dig yourself an early hole. The
Oilers will make the playoffs.
I keep hearing it, but you know what, Pearlo? Like I said, that American Thanksgiving mark, if you're out, is a big time marker that you don't make it. And even if they win tonight, outright, let's say they win in regulation, they'll be at 23 points. They still will not be even in a wild card spot because the teams above them keep winning. Arizona keeps winning. Nashville keeps winning.
Arizona's not going to hold on to that. Neither is Nashville.
Okay, that's fine. But right now they're 6-4 in their last 10, and they don't have to play 800 fucking hockey like the Oilers do. And Nashville's 8-2 in their last 10.
Arizona's going to
we'll find out about Nashville. They play Edmonton tomorrow.
Arizona's going to have a really bad second half. It's not going to be pretty.
We'll see.
So
I do think that they're going to have to add some D. We'll see, man. Just like I think a lot of people said the same thing about Seattle Kraken last year, and they ended up beating the Stanley Cup champs in the playoffs. So we'll see. There is
that chance of that happening. Like I have to admit, I was somebody who said Seattle.
Connor Ingram. Hey, I'll take Connor Ingram over anybody that's on the Edmonton Oilers in goal. The way he's playing right now.
Oh, for sure. No
and you have to admit that the Arizona Coyotes don't have half the talent on defense that Edmonton has. But we know Edmonton's not that great a defensive team anyway. I saw this.
Do you want to rely on a goaltender as much as they are for 80 games?
I'll say this too, man, and I don't want to go down this road where we're shouting at each other about this. But if Connor McDavid goes out,
a disagreement.
I'm just saying, if Connor McDavid goes out for a week again, or misses time, or plays not healthy, because that's what it looked like at the beginning of the year. They're in trouble because that team.
I don't agree.
They can't win without him.
Yeah, well, no, I don't.
You don't agree? They started off the season terrible, and he wasn't supposedly not healthy.
Can I finish what I was going to say? Yeah, they're not going to win without McDavid if they're playing if they're playing the way that Woodcroft wanted them to play. They can win playing the way they're playing in the regular season without McDavid. They can win. Because in the regular season, you can run and gun against everybody and you can win. Florida showed it. Remember when Florida won the President's Trophy and everybody was like,
yeah, they lost in the
and I was like, they're going to lose in the first round guaranteed, and they did.
Well, they
Edmonton,
didn't. They beat the Capitals.
With or without McDavid, will lose in the first round this year. With or without him. I don't care if he's there or not. They're going to lose in the first round.
Well, Pearlo, what I'm saying is they have to get to that playoff spot.
They will.
And that's not a guarantee.
No, it's almost guaranteed the way they're playing. They will win. Almost any team can play the way they're playing and make the playoffs. But you're not doing shit in the playoffs the way they're playing.
You have to catch the other teams is what I'm saying. And you cannot do that if they're winning at a better or equal clip to you.
They will,
even if they're playing their ass off.
Almost any team in the league will make the playoffs if you play the way the Edmonton Oilers are playing right now. Any team. Almost any team.
I just am not buying it. Everybody's
of the teams in the league, if you play a man-on-man and you leave your man and play risk all season long in the regular season, you will make the playoffs. Calgary, name any team, you will. But the thing is, that ain't winning in the playoffs. So you lose in the first round and you're done. And that's it. And that's what's going to happen to the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah, I think if they have to play LA or Vegas, I think it's bad. Yeah, yes, Doug, I agree with you. Doug says Kings might be the surprise team. See, to me, the Kings are not a surprise. And that was the argument I got in with the Oilers. We beat them the last 3 years of the playoffs. Okay, that's fine. But they didn't have the three up the middle they have right now. And Quentin Byfield playing the way he is. And I just don't think Edmonton is even on the same plane as the LA Kings. The way they're playing defense right now is incredible.
They're playing a hybrid man-on-man zone system as good as anybody I've ever seen, including Vegas last year. They're playing fantastic. Like, it is really good. And Byfield is a beast.
What's up, buddy?
Rico!
Hey, man. What's going on?
How is the beer league? You got any stories for us? Rico's beer league stories. Do we got anything?
Dude, we got like 15 guys on our team, and then 1 week 15 guys show up, and the next week like 5 guys show up. It's like, it's nuts. So we had to pick up 3 guys that played before us. So we were like team green against team orange. So we picked up 3 guys. They came on our team. We put them on one line of forward together, and they had like the dark blue Canucks jerseys. So like it was all mismatched colors out there, and nothing too exciting. One guy on the other team took 3 penalties. So the ref gave him the boot, and he's fucking yelling around and shit. And yeah, three penalties.
Because he took 3 penalties, he got the boot?
Yeah, I guess you take 3 penalties in this league, they kick you right out of the game.
Yeah.
Just regular minors?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's common.
That's ridiculous.
That's
ridiculous. Like, I get if he takes a major or something, you're like, all right, buddy. You tried to fight 2 people or something, you're out of here. Like 2 majors or something, but oh my God. So you guys won?
No, we lost 5-4, man. It's tough. So
gosh dang. Did you get your dude with the big dreadlocks showing up? Was he there?
He didn't show up. No, it's crazy. The guys that show up, it's like half the year, man. It's crazy. I don't know, man. Friday night, I guess, but it's not
Friday night, Rico. It's Friday night. I think it's Friday night in Barrie, Ontario, and some guys wanted to go out and drink. So
maybe.
So Rico, what you missed before. I'll just get you caught up before we move on. What you missed was we talked a little bit about the early games. I imagine you didn't get a chance to watch them because you were working and doing playing your hockey. But Penguins are 0 for 36 on the power play now. They lost 3-1 to Florida. I'll try to contain my excitement.
0 for 36.
Perlo's pitcher looked awesome, by the way, to start the show. I don't know what happened. It's so good in his bedroom. It's
Is it not working now?
It's fading back to the bad. So I don't know what's happening there.
No.
I don't know. It It was good, but I don't know what's happening. Anyway,
Maybe Rico is.
It was so good. It was crystal clear good. It was the best it's ever looked. And he was like, I'm in my bedroom. I'm farther away, and I think it's making a difference. I'm like, sweet. That does make sense. So, maybe you do it from your bathroom next time or something. Whatever's the furthest away from your thing. Well, it doesn't matter because you have the background, man. So the background is what we use.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about the Columbus Blue Jackets playing a whale of a game tonight. I thought they had a rookie goalie that came in, first career start, stopped 41 shots. They beat the Blues 5-2.
I don't think
Blues traded Robert Bertuzzo.
I don't think that was Blues' first game, though. I'm sure he played before that.
He said it was his first game on the broadcast.
On the broadcast.
They said it was his first game on the broadcast. Yeah, I'll look it up. I'll look it up and make sure
I'll look it up right now.
Spewing lies.
I'm pretty sure he played before. I know he did.
Well, hey, if that might be the other reason, if you have a bunch of stuff open on your computer, go ahead and close that. Because obviously it's not affecting my picture, and I don't mind looking it up, and I can share the screen with you if you don't believe what I'm saying to you. But I'll look at Jet Greaves. You may be right, Pearlo, but he's a 2.
It might have been his first home game, maybe, but I'm sure he's played before. I'm positive.
He has one NHL game according to this, so I think that was his first game.
Really?
So that's what it says here. Yep.
Hmm.
Or this was his second game. Oh, my bad. He played one NHL game last year. So this was his first game of this season. This year, his second career NHL game.
I actually thought he played more than that too, but I was.
But he's only played one other game, bro. So the guy's literally played. He's only played one other game, and you know what? I don't even know if he might have come in relief because it says one game. He had a 305 GAA, but he had a 939 save percentage. So I'm wondering, did he let in a goal and as a relief goalie or something? So he may have come in relief in that.
No,
game
he started, and I believe it was against a Columbus.
But this was the first start,
if I remember correctly.
How do you have a 939 save percentage though with a 305 GAA?
He had tons of shots. He lost the game, but he had lots of shots against him. I remember that game. I just thought he did more than only one game, but obviously I was wrong. So
he looked damn good. He looked damn good tonight. Yeah, Rick, if you look, I have the scores in the bottom of the chat. So I appreciate you updating, but I have the scores of the game in the bottom of the chat there. I'll update the since we're about to go into I might switch this over. This is having some problems.
So Bertuzzo got traded, eh?
Yeah,
from the Blues to the Islanders for a 7th round pick. It does look like it's just a move for the Islanders with Pelech and them out. They just probably need the defensive depth, So
yeah. Good old Thunder Bay boy, Robert Bertuzzo. I actually used to fly home from Toronto to Thunder Bay, then Thunder Bay back to Toronto. Then I'd drive back to Barrie just to go home for Christmas. And I remember when he first came into the league, I was sitting beside a guy and he had his earbuds on and he's reading a book on the plane. And I was just having a drink or whatever, just got a little chatty with him. And then there was a lady sitting beside him and she's like, "Do you know who this is?" I'm like, "No." She's like, "That's my son and he's in the NHL." I'm like, "Oh, what's his name?" And he was just a young kid, right? Just got into the league. It's like, "Robert Bertuzzo, have you heard of him?" I'm like, no, I haven't." So yeah, I was on the plane with him, but I mean, I like him being traded for one reason is that another kid from my hometown, Tyler Tucker, got inserted into the lineup now. So he's going to get more playing time. I know he's a -2 tonight.
Yeah,
he's a good kid, man, and he's from a town of 2,300 people in Northern Ontario, and
he's
the first
certainly better than Bertuzzo.
Yeah. I mean,
so yeah, Rico, what you missed earlier was I was giving Pearl. So I know he watched this game, but I don't know what feed. Anyway, the feed I watched, the Bally Sports St. Louis feed, Doug Armstrong came on, and he basically reiterated they're going to play these young guys. They're training to play in these young guys, and they don't need as much veterans in the lineup now. So that's I can't get the Edmonton game back. So I don't know what's going on there.
Oh, on Sportsnet, Mac T is on Sportsnet right now. Man, he looks old. Mac T looks like he's aged about 20 years in the past 3 years.
who? McTavish?
McTavish, yeah.
Yeah, Pearlo, you're kind of coming in and out, man. Just to let you know, I don't know what's happening on your end, but you're coming in a little choppy, my man.
So are you. You're
going
coming
on.
in choppy to me.
I don't know if
it is on YouTube, but so I don't know what to do, dude. I've tried.
Well, if your internet is struggling, then I'm gonna come in choppy to you. Because Rico, I will just tell you, Rico and I are clear as day to each other, and it's definitely on your end, buddy.
Funny, Beard, is you're looking a little fuzzy tonight for some reason.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you're looking fuzzy tonight. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I have to agree. Yeah, you are kind of.
Was a fuzzy wuzzy.
You're kind of grainy. Yeah.
Not a bad thing, but this is the first time I've ever seen it where you're a little bit fuzzy. So
yeah, you are looking fuzzy. Yeah.
Maybe somebody's changing the satellite up there or something.
Am I looking grainy too, Rico?
Oh, fuck! You look like Patrick.
You were crystal clear when we started. It might be on my end, guys. Hold on. Yeah. Let me try something.
Just wait. I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna switch it. I'm not hardline. If I am hardline, I unplug the plate. I'm just gonna do hardline real quick and see. Okay, that's in that problem. Right. Okay, Pearlo might, he might have had to reset his router. I'm gonna let me. God, I always have an update.
By the way, I have to. Okay, I gotta wait. I have to go at 10:00. I have a trailer at 10:30. So.
Okay. Is that an 8 minutes?
Well, we got a full hour. Yeah. We got a full hour.
Oh, a full hour. Okay. I don't know.
Yeah. You might even bow out before that, but I just have to let you know that.
How old is Bertuzzo?
He's like 31 off the top of my head. I want to say 31. See how
Rico, you're like my age. You're close to my age, aren't you? I mean, you're like right there in my age. So you were like, but how you were in your 20s or something when you met Bertuzzo.
Yeah. Like I was young. That was a long time ago. I mean, when he first came into the league, I think he was playing with Pittsburgh, I think.
Yeah, I think that's correct. Yeah, hold on. Let me. I switched to the hard line. I apologize to everybody. We're up. Just let me check my network.
Oh, you're good now.
Yeah, I switched to the hard line, so it just makes the internet a little quicker, and I don't use it a lot. Since my wife's been back in the bedroom and stuff, laying on the bed and watching shows and stuff, it's just a little bit. Our internet is kind of crappy in the back half of the house here, so it's like, and it's unfortunately where my thing is a little bit crappy. So
I was off by 3 years. He's 34. I didn't realize he was that old. He's 34.
34. So he's 10 years younger than me. Yeah, I was probably 28. Maybe he was like 18 or something. Somewhere.
Is that just a kid? You were like, yeah. Oh, he was just a kid. He was just a kid.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was Doug, I do not know when Frederick Anderson is coming back. I'll tell you right now, I think the most disappointing team besides Edmonton's start has to be Carolina. Like, Rico had him as a Stanley Cup champ. We just thought they're gonna break through at some point, right? Yeah, I don't know. I'll do some digging and have that answer for you next show. Our next show is Tuesday. And then just to remind you guys, on the 14th, I'm streaming with Off the Wall Hockey for the early. Come on, Capes. You want to come in? I'm streaming with Off the Wall Hockey for the Flyers Capitals game, but we will still have our show that day. So come here, guys.
I mean, Carolina, it's all goaltending. It's all goaltending has been absolute. Oh, cutie pie! My gosh.
Yeah, KB says they got their haircuts. He's got his Hufflepuff Harry Potter sweater on.
Gosh. I wish Caroline. I wish Caroline could see this right now. She's entertaining people out in the living room, but she would be. Yeah. We love our doggies.
Well, we've been going a while. Also, Rico, we didn't talk about it, but I want to remind everybody in the chat, if you weren't here earlier, at the beginning of the live chat, I drop in the link for the Blues 25th anniversary Hockey Fights Cancer article on NHL.com. They talk about Kelly Chase. If you don't know Kelly Chase, former NHLer, big time brawler, great team. He's battling leukemia. And anyway, there's some ways to donate. You can win $39,000 if you go to their Split the Pot. Just wanna shout that out, and you guys definitely can get it in there. What's up, Spicy? Okay. Nice to see you. What do we got going on? I can't get the game.
I thought I just saw a terrible hit by the Oilers, but it wasn't even a penalty. Wow. I don't know. I have to re-see that.
Is that a surprise? Is that a surprise? That's not necessarily a surprise.
No, I don't buy any of that.
Is that a surprise?
Like every single fan of every team thinks the referees are out to get them.
No, I mean, when you score a game when they have 9 power plays and the other team has 2, it's
that's because of their speed, though, dude. You're going to hold on to guys more against the Edmonton Oilers. I don't think that has anything to do with poor refereeing. I certainly don't think if the refs were going to favor any team, it wouldn't be Edmonton. Nobody gives a crap about Edmonton. They don't care.
And I know you guys have brought this both up before too. Like, there's an argument to be had there that there's got to be a team that draws the most penalties in the league. And if somebody were to guess offhand which team would draw the most penalties, besides the Oilers, what other team do you think would draw the most? Or maybe that is another pick the question.
Arizona. Arizona draws the most penalties in the league. If you wanted to have a conspiracy theory, that one would make more sense because they want Arizona.
Or the fact that they have an army of a team that's riddled with first round guys.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, I guess. I'm not saying that I just think that's a random fact.
Not unlike Edmonton. They have
but if there was going to be a conspiracy theory, Arizona would be it, not Edmonton. The league doesn't give a shit if Edmonton wins or loses. They don't care. Why would they care? They're going to get their money no matter what.
I'm not saying there's a conspiracy theory or anything, but I'm telling you, home teams typically get more power plays anyway.
That's true. That is a fact. No doubt about
Edmonton's at home. I'm just not shocked that they didn't get called.
Oilers just scored again, by the way. Oilers just scored again. I got team total.
So that makes that game 4-3.
Yeah.
Is that 4-3 there? Yeah. I can't watch the game. I don't know what's happening. So I guess our internet's not.
In all honesty, when McDavid is playing on the top of his game, he doesn't get anywhere near enough calls that he should get. They couldn't. If they called every hold on McDavid, if they called every hold on McDavid, the Oilers would be on the power play all game pretty much.
Pearlo, we had this argument before, man. I don't even want to go down this fucking road. You know and I know the Yankees win fucking Stanley Cups on the fucking power play. So it's just the way it is.
I agree. Totally.
They can fucking work their way into the playoffs with their power play, but it is what it is.
I agree, but if they called everything on McDavid, they would be on the power play most of the game. Like everything against him. they let him get grabbed all the time because they can't call everything. You'd have to like pretty much give the Oilers the power play all game. His speed, they have to hold on to him.
I suppose
that was a Bouchard bomb, man. Draisaitl just put it on a tee.
I was gonna say, in some positive notes, I do think that you're seeing a massive improvement in his game since Paul Coffey has gotten there. It looks like he's just getting those defensemen to simplify their game and stuff. So I feel like that's something you could say where I think a lot of fans, even Oiler fans, would tell you they were a little skeptical about him coming on the bench and stuff, maybe being a little bit of a herald for the owner and yada, yada, yada. But it looks like he's really making an impact. I mean, it's still early to say, but I don't know.
I think if he's going by what Sather did, he's basically like Sather, all he cared about is you believed in yourself. You don't come into
but he also played for the Red Wings and the Flyers, and he played for a bunch of different teams, man. So it's not like he just spent his whole entire career.
Played for the Flyers? Played for the Flyers?
Yeah.
Yeah, he played for the Flyers for a bit. Really? But I've seen interviews with Coffey.
I remember Pittsburgh.
And when he talks about
Pittsburgh too. He was on Detroit.
When he talked about being a Oiler, he said the biggest thing he had from Glenn Sather is he would not allow you to have your head down. You have a bad game, I don't give a shit. You come in that next game, you come in the room, you have your head up, and you are acting like you are the best in the freaking land. That's the way Sather coached. And I imagine that's what he's doing here.
One of the best of all time. I don't think anybody's going to question that. He was a pretty damn good general manager too, I think.
Paul Coffey, I think, is a bit of a cool dude too. He might get the boys going off the ice as well too. Maybe get the camaraderie going on this team and just teach them to have a little bit of fun on and off the ice too, and get the mood up a little bit. Everybody's so fucking serious on that Oilers team. It's crazy. And it starts with McDavid. I mean, sure, you want to win, but man, you got to look like you're fucking having fun there too.
You got to have fun and you got to be confident in yourself. Yeah, like. For sure.
Yeah, I can't get the Oilers game to pull up, so I don't know what's happening.
Minnesota just got a power play. I don't know. Hyman got what happened?
Like I thought all the calls were going the Oilers' way.
No, I mean, I'm not trying to imply that's the thing. I mean, I didn't see the play, so I just was laughing about it because Pearlo's like, he very rarely talks about a hit in a game that would be a penalty. So I just thought it was
weird. You can watch the game though, like just stream it online.
No, I mean it's not working. I'm trying.
Yeah, I don't see what Hyman did there, but I imagine I don't know what he did, but yeah.
25% off NHL.com, by the way. NHL, how about
you're right though. I generally take the ref side on everything. It's just like I don't think that.
I just text you, buddy. I just sent
no, I mean, no. I mean, I have a site I can use.
Okay.
But I think it's my internet, bro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Am I coming in better now?
No.
Just tell him he looks amazing for once. Come on,
he
man.
did though at the beginning of the show. He looked so good, man. I was so bummed out that it didn't stay.
Nothing worse than coming on here and somebody not telling you don't look good. Like, yeah, you look awesome.
He did. He looked amazing. Did I not tell you, Pearlo? You looked so good at the start of this show.
Well, right? Let's put it this way: the picture looked good. I mean,
you look good.
I think most of the people out there right now would be very happy that I'm barely visible rather than visible. I'm pretty sure. Now that they got a clear picture of Pearlo, they're like, yeah. Just
you know what it is, guys?
He's going to look like Patrick Swayze from Roadhouse.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Guys, you know what it is?
I don't think I'm really getting the ladies to walk in here anytime soon. I don't think that.
Well, I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you. I got the feedback up. It was just the Bally Sports feed was out. So that happens. I got the Sportsnet feed. It's good. Okay.
Yeah.
Why why don't we go ahead? It's 4-3. We're in the third, right? I think I've updated the score. The other two games are final. Let's go ahead, and I actually felt
tomorrow's games.
Yeah, let's preview tomorrow's games. Let's do that.
Yeah, it's my favorite part of the show, man.
That's totally do you not want to do it? We don't have to do it. We could just call it.
I'm being very serious. It's my favorite part of the show. Yeah, I'm all over it.
It is his favorite part of the show.
So
there's like a million games this morning.
Divorce Cup tomorrow, my boys. Divorce Cup tomorrow. Caps, Rangers. Always fun.
Oh, dude. Man, do you and the wife sit in different rooms, or do you guys watch it together?
Oh, we will not. I will be rooting actively for her Rangers to win. We'll just say that. I want to be on her good
really?
side.
No, really?
You're fist pumping inside when Washington scores.
Oh, if Ovechkin has a hat trick, I'll be bouncing around and I'll tweet you guys a video. Anyway, first game of the day tomorrow, December 9th. Yeah. Coyotes Bruins. Yeah. What do you think?
I don't know how healthy the Bruins are. They had a flu bug.
Yeah, I like the Coyotes in this as a road dog plus 190. It sounds like the Bruins have been battling the illness bug or the locker room flu or whatever. Coyotes have been playing good hockey, man. And they've actually been a better road team this year too. A way better road team than they were last year. So I like the Coyotes in this one. Rico, what do you think?
I don't mind the Coyotes. I think it's gonna be a low scoring game. I might even pull off the draw there.
I like the under for sure.
Yeah, I think low scoring.
But I think the Bruins will win like 3-1 or something like that.
Okay.
The Coyotes aren't as.
I mean, you hate the Coyotes, so I mean, like it's obvious you hate the Coyotes. So
I don't hate the Coyotes. Why would I hate the Coyotes? I think Turney is maybe the best.
Yeah, you do love him. He's a great coach. Okay, next game. We do everybody picked, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we have 12 games to preview, and we're going to do Sunday and Monday as well, guys. So that's a grand total of 24
we got
games.
A ways to go. Okay.
Yeah, and I want to get you out of here on time, Pearlo. Devils, Flames. Devils, Flames. Flames are a home dog. I like the Devils in this one, guys. I think they're back.
Yeah, Flames just played a tight one on Thursday. 3-2 win against Carolina. They came back. They were down 2-0 in that game.
They're playing good.
Devils on the road trip. They're trying to get their shit together. They won 2 in a row, so they won at the thing is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, and there's no back-to-backs there. I kind of like New Jersey on the road. They're more offense, more structured. They just need to go.
You're playing good goalie for them at the last couple of starts too.
Yeah,
and that's a good sign for them.
They got to play Edmonton tomorrow. They just won. Didn't they beat Vancouver and Seattle?
Yeah, and Daniel played or whatever.
I think New Jersey's wasting one tomorrow. I think the Flames win that game.
They don't have to play Edmonton tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday. They play the Flames.
No, I'm talking about they play Edmonton right after that game.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. So I think they waste that game tomorrow.
Okay.
I don't think they're going to try to win that one too hard. They want the Oilers, I think, but I mean, I don't know if I'd actually take it.
I think they want everybody because they need every win they can get right now.
They already won 2 on the road.
They have to climb out of this hole, man. They're 13-10, but like they're in trouble.
I think they would be very, very, very happy if they scraped out a draw tomorrow. So that would be I think they'd be very happy if they scraped out a draw. So I'd say a draw.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rico, you picked Devils. I am on the Devils. Flames are a home dog too, so that's what Vegas thinks. Golden Knights at Stars. That's a good game. Golden Knights at Stars.
I think Dallas coming off a bit of a road trip too.
I mean, they played Washington like 3 or 4 days ago. It was just
they were in Florida, so that's the first game back home. I like the Golden Knights there.
The only thing is it was an unsuccessful road trip. And
That's
usually
true.
when you have an unsuccessful road trip, that first game back, you're going to give her.
And they won the game against the Caps.
They're coming off a win. They
Yeah.
they went win against Tampa 8-1, and then they went loss, and then win. So
And then win, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I agree with you then. You're right. Vegas.
4:00 game too. They're getting home. They played on Thursday, and then they play at 4:00 2 days later.
In the afternoon, yeah. That's a Vegas.
And that's Eastern time.
Yeah.
I agree.
No, I love Vegas. I'm just gonna take Dallas. Vegas is a road dog. Dallas has been playing good hockey, so
I'll take Vegas.
Vegas been a little inconsistent in the last 10 games or so. Okay, Canadians at Sabres. I like the Sabres.
Buffalo coming off a big win against the Bruins.
Yeah, 3-1.
Yeah, they came off a big win, but I mean the Bruins were sick as hell during that game.
Yeah.
They won the game. That's what they need to do if they're going to make the playoffs, win a lot of games.
Hockey Night in Canada, Caden Primo's confirmed already.
Okay.
So.
And it looks like the kid's going to be in for Buffalo.
Levi?
Levi.
He won. He was pretty good against Boston.
Do you think in the over there, Pearlo, maybe?
Doug says Golden Knights are 8-3 on the road, so he's on the Golden Knights too. Yeah, Doug, thanks, man. I appreciate you being in here. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with the Stars. I just got a hunch with the Stars. They were down big to the Caps, and I know the Caps aren't great, but the Caps scored a bunch of goals. They're actually a pretty good defensive team. They had Charlie Lindgren in net, and the Stars came back. I really like what I'm seeing from Hintz. So just to cap my reasoning for Dallas. I said the Sabres. Rico, you're going with who on?
You know what? I'm gonna take the Habs in a little bit of a gutsy Saturday night Hockey Night in Canada road win, because I know Rasmus Dahlin is day to day right now. He's dealing with something lower body injury, so I think Montreal play your heart out.
Here's the thing: you got Montreal just played in LA, then they got to fly all the way back to Buffalo. And then they got to go to Nashville after that.
I thought they were at home. I thought they were at home, Pearlo. I thought Thursday they were at home. I think they were at home.
Oh, were they at home? Okay, they were at home, and now they're playing Buffalo, and then they have to go to Nashville, right?
Yeah, they were at home. They were at home in that Kings loss.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're right. They were. So, yeah. Man, that's a tough one. I like the over. I just think there'll be lots of goals. That'll be my thing.
I'm taking the Sabres in the outright. They're not. I do love your thing, Rico. That Vegas has them at plus 154. That's a good if the Habs win that game, and I could see them winning. I wouldn't be shocked. That also could be a draw game. Next game, Senators at Red Wings. I definitely like the Red Wings in this one.
I like the Wings too. I mean, Alex Lyons confirmed. The guy's been playing well this year.
He's been their best goalie.
I don't mind taking the Wings. I might ride them for a little bit.
Alex is in with us. I love how Alex comes in. Alex, you're the best. Alex comes in when we're doing the previews. He goes Vegas over.
Alex is the money man.
Vegas over Stars 1P over 1.5 minus 125 at DK. Then he has Stars 15-4 1P over run.
First period over. So yeah, over a goal and a half by any team, as long as there's 2 goals scored total in the first period, that's cash in. So that's a good bet for bettors out there. Alex knows his stuff.
Oh, Alex is in the chat right now?
Yeah, I put his stuff up on the screen, Pearlo. If you can't see, I'd be surprised.
No, I was looking at the spots for tomorrow. So
okay. Senators, Red Wings. I already said Red Wings. Rico, where are you at with that?
I love the Wings there.
Yeah, I'm taking the Wings.
They're
coming off that brutal loss. They're home. They're home. They're coming off a brutal loss. Doug says Lions doing great. They want to make up for the embarrassing last game. Yeah, I agree, Doug. I think they're going to come out and play a great game. Even though Ottawa is, they're fighting for their playoff lives too. They have been really inconsistent. It sounds like Shabbat's going to be out for a long time. Chychrun was awful in that game against the Leafs. definitely was part of a goal in that game. So, yeah, I definitely like the Red Wings. Perlo,
give me both teams to score first period in that Ottawa-Detroit game.
Okay. You're not going to take a winner?
Yeah, I think it could go either way. I need a little more time, but I do like the both teams to score first period.
Sure. You don't have to give up all your – I know you do a lot of picks, so I don't expect you to give everything up on our show.
Oh, if I got it, I'll give it. I don't care.
Yeah, I appreciate it. But also,
I haven't really spent a lot of time on what I think about that game. So I do like that, though. I do like that. I think they're both going to come out hard because Detroit just came off that loss to San Jose. So they're going to come out hard. Ottawa almost always comes out hard. So I like both teams to score first.
Yeah, I don't think effort has been a problem with Ottawa. I don't think they're good. They have not getting good goaltending, and they're not getting
they have poor team structure too.
So. Yeah, their just defense isn't great. I do think Jacques Lemaire, we didn't talk about that at all, right? Is it Jacques Lemaire? Not Jacques Lemaire.
Jacques Martin.
Jacques Martin, thank you. Jacques Martin being hired as a consultant. I think that's going to help them. I think he's, we I don't know about you guys in Canada, but I think in the U.S. we tend to forget about our elderly. This guy's only 71, by the way, so I'm not saying he's old as shit. But they could bring a lot to the table. He's the all-time winningest Ottawa coach. They definitely were really good when he was there. He won a couple cups as an assistant with Pittsburgh. He's had some success now as a coach, at a lower level. I know he's not working as an assistant anymore, but I'm a huge fan of him, and I do think that he could help BJ Smith. And it sounds like they've worked together before, so I would not be shocked to see Ottawa win this game, but I really do think Detroit will win it.
Another set of eyes on that team's not a bad thing, especially an experienced set of eyes. Just different perspective. Just have somebody that is just going to cut to the chase and just tell it how he sees it. And
hey, so speaking of which, you just totally reminded me something I wanted to bring up in the show earlier. And now that you're here, we need to get old making it right there. Mike Holmes in there to the Canadian Tire Center. You see the lights getting dimmed out in the game there.
Dude.
So here's what I heard. Kipper talked about this today on Real Kipper and Born, the only hour they were on. From what I guess what it is because Kipper was involved with the group, and I guess they looked at the building there. And I guess that building is got a lot of problems because old rest in peace, old owner there, why I can't think of his name right now, Eugene Melnick, did a lot of things on the cheap. And that brings me up to the Del Zotto Spit and Chicklets interview where Del Zotto said, New York, you get all the food you want after the game. In Ottawa, we got quesadillas in a box. That's what they had. If you wanted anything, it was quesadillas. They just were a cheaply run team. They didn't have anything. They didn't have a lot of extra amenities. It sounds like this Andlauer guy is just going to do everything first class. I really hope Ottawa gets a new building and gets downtown and stuff. But I'll just say, I thought that was funny, and I was going to tweet out to Kipper. I was like, oh, you better call up Mike Holmes and see if he can do a solid for the Ottawa Senators and get all their shit up to code. Because it sounds like a lot of their stuff was like, oh, yeah, you're supposed to replace this every 5 years. It hasn't been done for 20 or 15.
Yeah.
It just so sounds like Eugene Melnick, doesn't it?
And you saw Biz tweeted that out, like, what the hell is going on? And then who replied to that? Mark Mathot, the longtime player of the Ottawa Senators, said, I puked every time I put that jersey on. So that tells you a lot about that era in the Ottawa Senators and what he thought about that organization. So
Yeah, I love Mathot, by the way. Missing a finger thanks to Sidney Crosby. Okay, next game, Preds at Maple Leafs. I'm going to go fast. I like the Preds in this game. They're 8-2 in their last 10. And the Maple Leafs just lost their starting goalie. I like the Preds. Ryan O'Reilly's return to Toronto. What do you think, Tariq? I want Rico to go first because he's the Leafs guy.
Yeah, there's no video for O'Reilly. The only problem in Toronto is they got no defense right now. They got AHL guys on the back end. They're having a hard time defending. Their forwards aren't really defensive forwards either. So, man, it's going to be a tough sled for the Maple Leafs. They got to rely on Martin Jones. I don't know if Samsonov is feeling better or not, but holy crap. I hate betting against the Leafs, but geez, Nashville's
I think you definitely play Martin Jones in this game. and then you get Sammy in the next one, but we'll see. Pearlo, what do you think? Preds, maybe.
The thing is this is the games that Toronto wins against these random teams that there's no importance to the game. Nashville is actually a good team, and they know it. So it's not like it's a Blackhawks or a San Jose. I think that Toronto probably pulls this one out, but I don't like minus 160 for them to do it. So I probably wouldn't bet a side, but I would go over. I like the over in this game for sure.
Rico, will you read Alex's thing?
6.5. Over 6.5 in this game would be.
Yeah, the Predators are 19.
Samsonov is in. I think over 6.5 is for sure.
Go ahead, Rico.
Yeah, the Preds are 19-5 first period overrun. So they're scoring when the Predators are playing.
Oh yeah, first period
scoring in the first period.
It's definitely Martin Jones, Alex. It's Martin Jones. Kipper and them believed it was going. There was no way with Samsonov hasn't practiced in 10 days because he's been so sick. So I don't see how you don't start Martin Jones. Watch Martin Jones get a shutout, by the way.
Well, when he's saying Martin Jones, and the second part of his comment on a Martin Jones start, ? First period and full game over. So he's calling the first period because you can bet that pregame and full game over.
Yeah. Okay. Next game, Caps Rangers. Isaac says elite Martin Jones. Martin Jones was elite at the beginning of the season last year. Isaac for the Seattle.
He's big. Just stay in your net and play your position.
Yeah, if he doesn't overplay the puck, he'll probably play well.
Martin Jones he had the advantage of Seattle having an incredibly high shooting percentage. He won a lot of games where he let a lot of goals in.
Go look at Greek Pearlo. I don't want to go down this rabbit hole because we have a bunch of other games to preview. Go look at his first 20 games for them last year. He was really high in save percentage. He was playing really, really well. He had worked with a goalie goalie coach in the offseason and really refined his game. And that had happened with the Flyers when he was with the Flyers the year before. So I was actually really impressed with how he played the beginning of the year. Now, I'm not saying he finished strong, but if the Leafs only need Martin Jones for a half a dozen games, I think they can get good goaltending out of that. I mean, so we'll see.
And the Pie's not a bad spot, like Alex mentioned. Yeah. I mean, the lights are flickering on at least. The Ottawa Center is almost tied up at the end of the game. It took a light flicker, but
I thought Ottawa outplayed the Leafs big time. And if it wasn't for Wall, they don't win that game. It just sucks he got hurt. So, but you won a regulation. So, Alex says, he said the draw there. You already talked about that. Okay, so Caps Rangers in Washington, Rangers Capitals. This is an easy one for me. I like the Rangers. They're playing really good hockey. But I did like the Capitals game against Dallas. They just lost it. So I hope Lindgren starts this game too. If it's Darcy Kemper, it's all day Rangers. So Pearlo, what are you thinking?
If Kemper's in, I take Rangers team total over.
Yeah.
He's just not been good this year at all.
He's been awful. Awful.
So I would take Rangers team total over. And if that's the case, then I probably should take Rangers minus 1.5 because Washington can't score to save their lives. So if it's what's his name? The other Washington goaltender who's crushing right now. Charlie Lindgren, then I take the under in this game and maybe even a draw. So
Isaac says if it's Shesterkin pass, if it's Quick, then Rags 1.5. Yeah, actually, Quick has been the better goalie this year for the Rangers too. Isn't that hilarious? He also said Alex would count that with Martin Jones now in net, looking at Leafs minus 1.5.
Well, actually, the reason why Ice would say this is if it's Shesterkin, the Rangers rely on him too much. When they have Quick in, they play more offensive. So that's probably why he was saying that. They rely on him too much. If Shesterkin's in net,
looked really good though. I mean, he's looked really good.
If Shesterkin's in net, I would definitely look at the draw here.
Yeah,
because they play less offensive when Shesterkin is in net. So
and both teams are playing Sunday too. This is the first of back-to-back games for both teams. Like Alex said, the Rangers are going to LA Sunday. That's a long trip.
I definitely think it's going to be Shesterkin against the Capitals and Quick against the Kings, but we'll see. They may ask Quick if he would rather not play the Kings, and we could get Quick. So we'll see. So Rico, who are you liking that game? I'm sorry, I know Pearlo said Rangers.
Yeah, no, I like the Rangers in that game. It's
we're all on the Rangers. I won't be disappointed if we get like an Ovi hat trick.
The Rangers lost, or the Caps lost 3 in a row. So I know the last one was in a shootout against Dallas. So
they got a point. Not the worst in the world, but yeah. Kings at Islanders. Kings already set the record for road wins, 11 in a row to start the season. What a boon. They are just ass kickers. I think they just destroy the Islanders. I don't think it matters who's in net. They're so much better. And with the Islanders being banged up defensively, they got some guys missing offensively. Isn't Anders Lee out for them too? I think they've got a couple of guys out. So I definitely like the Kings. Pearlo, where are you at on that one?
Well, the Kings probably win, but I like the over more than anything.
Okay,
you're on over. Okay, I like the over 6 against the Islanders, who can't stop a puck right now. Yeah, I like the over. That would be my best bet there, and probably first period too. Yeah.
Islanders probably coming off their best scoring game though, beating Columbus 7-3. What do you think, Rico?
We need that Shohei Ohtani plane watchers, the guys who are just monitoring them to monitor the Kings, because after they broke the record, if they went down on St. Catherine Street and partied in Montreal after they broke that record, and maybe the boys are a little bit hung and they said we got it, or they're just going to try and keep the record alive and just try to get it out as soon as they can, and maybe they slow down a bit after they lose one. So it's going to be a tough game. I know the Islanders scoring a ton of goals. I mean, it is Columbus, but they put up 7. So I'm taking the Kings. It's like Ian Cameron said too, when Minnesota against Vancouver, ride Minnesota until they're done their streak. I'm going to ride LA until they show me they're ready to lose on the road too. So
I do agree. Would you read what Alex said, Rico? Go ahead.
Yeah, first Islanders first period money line and regulation draw. Kings survive in a shootout, then lose the streak Sunday.
So he's saying the Rangers beat them on Sunday, and that's the likely scenario, right? And Rangers are in Washington, but that's an hour train ride, so it's like not a big deal.
But I like Isaac's take too. Is there's way more pressure on LA here because this is the record-breaking.
They already broke the record, Pearlo. They already broke the record.
They did break it. Okay, so this is the letdown game. This is a letdown game. I could see the Islanders winning this. After you break the record, then you're just like, okay, we broke the record. I could see that. Yeah, I think Ice has got a really good take on that.
I love everybody having a different opinion. It's great. This is why we have. This is great. I love this. We got a bunch.
That's why I like talking to Ice, and he doesn't come on with us enough, bastard. Anyways, yeah, I could see that.
I love having Alex in here too.
The only problem is it's the Islanders. If it was a different team, I would be more likely.
I mean, the Islanders are 11-7-7 too. They're not terrible. They've just gotten a lot of points.
They keep on. They're not making the playoffs.
Blues at Blackhawks.
And that's a tough loss for St. Louis tonight in Columbus. That's one on the schedule that you got to get if you're going to be a playoff team.
You got to get that. You got
back to back.
I don't see them bouncing back here too.
I actually like the Blackhawks in this game. The Blackhawks come up with one.
If I'm going to bet on the Blackhawks, I'm going to bet on the Blackhawks at home, especially because you'll get the Bedard line matchups. Like the coach can put him out there against different guys and stuff. Bedard on the road, in his rookie year without a supporting cast like Taylor Hall and Perry there and stuff, it might be a little trickier on the road for him. So
the only thing I don't like is Binnington will be in net for St. Louis in this game.
Yeah,
that's what I don't like about it. But
I like the Hawks. I'm going Hawks all day on this one. Plus,
that was a complete lack of character loss. Like, you got to win that game against Columbus. You have to. Like,
Hawks, I mean, they get 43 shots on goal, Perlo. We keep going on around and around on this. I watched that game. I thought St. Louis played a great game. They just got outplayed by Columbus. It's going to happen. You're going to lose to teams. You're going to go 82-0 in the season. It's just the way it is. I like what I'm seeing from St. Louis. I don't think they're a playoff team this year, but I love that they're getting all their young guys in there. And it looks like they're not in a hurry. They're going to fire the coach, which is a good move. Anyway,
if it wasn't for Berube, St. Louis would be bottom of the league. I don't agree with it.
Also, Hawks are coming off that 1-0 win against the Ducks. I thought that was the best game of the year I've seen from them defensively and stuff. So I am going with the Hawks. So
so am I.
Alex says circle Jason Dickinson and Phil Kurashev for goal scorers with the Hawks. Rico, what are you thinking on that?
I'm not going against the Hawks at home on a Saturday night. You know, they had a bit of a rivalry with St. Louis, so the Hawks are going to come to play. And
that's a good rivalry.
It's going to be a low-scoring game like they did against the Ducks, because the Ducks have been playing defensively. But I don't mind taking Chicago in that spot.
Like I said, I'm either not betting St. Louis or I'm betting against them for the rest of the year. So I'm taking Chicago. I'm taking it.
Doug is going back to the Red Wings game, which I think we already talked about. He's saying oh, I don't know why I put that up there. Sorry. He's saying DeBrincat shot prop versus the Senators.
That makes sense because he didn't have a single shot the first game with
Dude, and that line is buzzing. Like the last game against San Jose, they looked pretty good. Larkin, DeBrincat, and Kane, those guys were bringing it pretty much every shift.
Yeah, that's why you got to come to the show every night, Icex, because I'll tell you yesterday, all three of us were on the Florida Panthers. The Penguins are dog shit. They're not a good team. I get it. Sidney Crosby and Jake Gensel lead the NHL in 5v5 scoring. Those two guys are playing good. Everybody else on that team sucks. Jeff Carter should not be in the NHL. I'm just telling you right now.
No. Jeff Carter should be long gone out of the NHL.
Yeah,
he should be in a booth somewhere.
They signed him to a 3-year extension. I love it. Oh, God. It just makes me feel more. As bad as the Capitals have been playing this year, they're still better than the Penguins.
So Philadelphia, Colorado.
Yeah. What do you got?
Philadelphia all day. Philadelphia all day.
Yeah, I like Philly in this one, too, as road dogs. What about you, Rico?
Yeah,
I'm not ever betting.
Colorado's got a good home record this year, but they just lay an egg sometimes. But we had the Jets to win that last game in Colorado anyway, so I think,
and they won, and the Jets won.
Yeah, and I think Colorado bounces back here against Philly. Superior team. McCarr needed maybe a game to get his legs back under him because I know he was off for a couple. So it's Colorado or nothing. But depending on the price you get from him, might want to get him in regulation because.
Alex agrees. Flyers are nothing, which means Avs will win 6-1.
Yeah, I'm not taking the Avs at a -2.
Yeah, I might just stay away from that one totally.
Against a scrappy Philadelphia team like this.
Dude, I'm telling you,
if you're going to take anything, Colorado minus, like if you're going to take Colorado, take him in the first period. But
Couturier looks like he's in his Selke Trophy form, man. And right now, I think the best player for the Avalanche is buzzing is Nathan McKinnon. I think Couturier can just take him out of the game. And he's one of those guys that if he gets in his head and he gets all angry and crap, he doesn't play well. So
and Torts is the kind of guy that's going to shame you if you go partying on the road too. I think he's got these guys believing in themselves and just playing as a team and being like, Couturier is back, Konechny's firing.
So we're all on the Flyers at +170.
I just want to ask, has Colorado played Philadelphia yet this year?
I don't know.
I don't have time. So if anybody knows that, let me know. If they have not played Philadelphia this year, they're probably going to undervalue them because they're probably going to undervalue them, and I like Philadelphia. So
Saturday night, Torts will have them ready to roll.
Yeah. Tampa Bay, Seattle. I don't know. Draw.
I like Tampa. Seattle is not good right now. They're just not getting goaltending. They're not getting scoring.
Tampa can't win on the road either, though. So both teams.
Now you're starting to hear Adam Larson's named in trade talks as well too for the Kraken.
He's been terrible this year. Yeah. Over first period, I guess. And maybe both teams to score first period, but I hate this game. I hate it.
We were all on the Devils ice earlier. You missed that, but we were all on the Devils. Sorry, Pearl. I was just trying to answer his question in the thing.
Well, I'm not taking Tampa as a road dog against anybody right now. So if I were to take anybody, it would be Seattle.
Tampa's not a road dog.
Road favorite.
Yeah, Seattle's is a home dog. That's how good they played this year.
No, I would take that over Tampa Bay on the road. They haven't won shit on the road all year. Like, they're going to all of a sudden wake up and beat Seattle, maybe, but.
Doug is saying the same. He's saying that the Lightning have sucked in the on the road. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But what I'm seeing in that Calgary game against the Devils is Darth Vader starting at their Daniel Vladar or whatever.
Yeah, give me the over in that game. Yeah.
Oh, Dan Vladar is starting for Calgary. Yeah, I still think the Devils are winning that game. That doesn't change my. And in fact, honestly, Vladar's been the worst of the three goalies, has he not? So,
is that a good name for him? I just made that up. What about Darth Vader? It's like Daniel
Vladar. Darth Vladar. You could call him Darth Vladar.
Darth Vladar.
It's a total Calgary spot.
Alex says, yeah, Vladar goes it's an over. Let's finish the last game of the night. And
New Jersey, I am your father.
I like the Canucks in this one. The Canucks are a home dog, plus 100. The Hurricanes are not playing well. Now, that being said, is this the Hurricanes' first game after that Edmonton ass whooping? No, they lost the game to Calgary. I like the Canucks. Yeah. I like the Canucks on this one.
That's 3 games in 4 nights for the Hurricanes on the road.
Plus 100 home dog for the Canucks the way they've been playing this year. I mean, I know the Canucks have struggled the last few games here.
It's Canucks or nothing. I'm not taking Carolina as a home favorite.
Didn't know that.
Probably Ice X probably has Carolina on the reverse puck line here, probably.
I put up there on the screen when
he passed on it. He passed on it. So makes no sense. Yeah.
Canucks are 5-5 in their last 10. Okay, not great, but not terrible. The Canes are 5-4-1 in their last 10, but they've lost 3 straight. Now, the Canucks are coming off a win. So Doug says the Canucks play surprisingly good versus the Canes. I love that matchup of Brind'Amour and Tocchet. I'm Nucks all day tomorrow. Nucks all day.
Give me Ranta in net, and I'll take Ducks team total over. Ranta is just an absolute basket case this year. So and that's been Carolina's problem. Their underlying numbers are the same as LA's. They're as good as LA if they had a goaltender. That's how bad their goaltending has been. So I got to take the Canucks for those reasons. And I would take, if Ranta's in net, I mean, he is just an absolute disaster this year. So I'll take Canucks team total over, or Canucks first period or something like that. I would definitely be doing something with the Canucks over the Hurricanes for sure. Their goaltending's just been too bad.
Yeah, the Canucks got the league leader in goals on that team, don't they?
I think Besser is leading the league still. Yeah, we'll check. Yeah, I know there were some guys.
No, Ice says that you should see the Flames record against the Devils. It's a Flame spot there for sure. I'm going to bet the Flames over the Devils. Even with
let's look at Sunday's games real quick. Florida at Columbus.
Line, I like Alex's take on that. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. First period.
And that Edmonton game went final. That's 4-3 Edmonton. Florida at Columbus.
Oh, geez. Florida. road win.
I like Florida. I don't have the odds.
Columbus on a back-to-back.
No, this is Sunday. We're on Sunday.
Sunday. So it's not a back-to-back.
Yep. We're doing the 8 games on Sunday, and then we'll do the 4 on Monday, and then we'll call it a night, guys.
Oh, we're doing all of that. Okay, we better get our tail going here because I got to leave.
Yeah, because you got to get done here in like 20 minutes. Okay.
Right. Okay.
Jersey at Edmonton. New Jersey at Edmonton. What do you? I'm not betting against Edmonton right now the way they're playing.
Nope. I told you guys that last show too. I'm gonna ride Edmonton for a little bit too. Just
Pearlo, you look crystal clear, by the way. Look at how good Pearlo looks. This is what he looked like. You look crystal fucking clear. And Doug says Avs have not played the Flyers this year. Thanks, Doug, for looking that up. Appreciate you.
So I take the Flyers.
Okay. New Jersey at Edmonton. I'm taking Edmonton. What'd you say, Rico?
I like the Oilers too, man. They put up over 40 shots against the Wild tonight and then left them under 20. So Edmonton's playing a little better structured game.
Pearlo.
Edmonton team total over. I just keep on taking that every game against Edmonton.
Okay. The Caps at Chicago. I'll take the Caps.
I think if Chicago wins Saturday night, I'll take Washington the next day.
I'll take under if it's a 6 or better. I don't think anybody's scoring anything in this game. So under. Probably my favorite bet of that game, of that day.
It'll be 7-5. Just watch. Be like
Not
7.
a chance. Not a chance.
Okay.
Soderstrom will be in for Chicago, but I still don't think Washington will score on them. So.
We'll see. I definitely think that game will be lingering for sure. Nashville at Montreal. I'm going with the Preds again. They're playing good hockey, 8-2 in their last 10. So we'll see how they do against the Leafs. What do you think there, Rico?
Yeah, I'll take Nashville. They're gonna have that Kevin Lankinen guy in that, so it's gonna be a little dodgy. Maybe the over. I don't know. I'm thinking Nashville.
Nashville's coming off the game in Toronto, right?
Yeah.
And Montreal's coming off the game in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Draw.
Okay. How about, we already talked about this game a little bit, LA at New York. I'll go with the Rangers in this one. I think Jonathan Quick revenge game.
But he's probably played in LA before when he was in Vegas too, right? So they've had the tribute video for him already, I think, in LA, hasn't he?
I don't think so, man, because he got traded like at the trade deadline. We'll see.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm going to go with LA. I'm going to go with New York in this one with Quickie and net.
I think so too, because that's going to be LA's first game back home, is it not?
No, it's on the road still. They're playing the Islanders the day before. So this will be their 13th.
Oh, yeah. They're in New York.
If they win against the Islanders, they'll be 12-0, and this will be the chance for them to be 13-0 on the road to start the season. I definitely think they're going to lose one of these 2 games, like you said, but I think they have a much higher likelihood to lose to the Rangers than they do the Islanders. So I like the Rangers in this one.
Yeah, I like the Rangers too.
Well, I hope I can get a 6 on the total here, but both teams to score first period. If it's a 6, you're going to get a good number at over first period and full game over.
Okay.
That's what I like in this game.
How about the Peg at Anaheim? This is the easy one for me, guys. It's the Jets. They've just been playing really good.
Yeah, hard to argue that.
It's hard to take Anaheim anywhere right now. It really is. Yeah,
they're 1-9 in their last 10. Not good.
Yeah.
Not good. It sucks because I love that young Anaheim team. I love Cronin. I wish they were picking up some more wins, but they'll get there. They need some more talent in that lineup, so it's not going to hurt them to be drafted in the top 5.
I'll be right back.
Okay, Rico, Minnesota. We're just going to keep going. Minnesota at Seattle. Pearlo, go ahead. It's the Wild all day, right? I'm taking the Wild.
No, actually. That's Minnesota's got to be beat up all the crap in this game. Like, I'm taking Seattle in this game.
Okay.
9. It's just a bad spot for Minnesota. Like, they just
played
some really tough game.
Well, they're coming off 2 losses in a row, so I like Minnesota in this one. But I got you. I totally understand.
It's a tough road trip. So
yeah, no, I got you.
I think you're going to get. I don't like it depends on the price on Minnesota, but I think you're getting such a good price on Seattle here. I would probably take them.
Okay. San Jose. Let me go real quick here.
And Vegas, my God.
San Jose and the Vegas Golden Knights to finish off Sunday night. That's a 10 p.m. game. You know what? I don't know if I want to touch this game, man. I like how the Sharks are playing. And Vegas has kind of been mid they're 6-4 in their last 10, I think. So I think I wouldn't touch this one. I maybe go draw. But we'll see.
I mean, they're on a back-to-back. Vegas will be on a back-to-back.
Yeah, the Sharks are on a back-to-back.
Isn't San Jose coming off of that Eastern road trip, though, too?
Vegas plays Dallas on Saturday and then returns home to play the Sharks. I wouldn't touch this game. Yeah, that's what Isaac says. He goes, I'm not touching the Sharks-Vegas game so the Sharks can beat – he thinks they could beat Vegas. Yeah, I'm staying away, too. Vegas is playing in Dallas and coming home and playing the very next night, late night, against San Jose. San Jose is not on a back-to-back. In fact, their last game would have been that great game.
San Jose just had a really successful road trip. They got 2 days off, and they go to Vegas.
5-4-1, yep.
Yeah, give me Vegas. They're partying in Vegas.
Okay. All teams are, just to give you a heads up on that, that's a fucking bogus thing now. Teams are not even, they're staying in like Henderson when they go there.
No,
they're not staying on the strip.
No, it depends. Some teams are. It's not
From
like
what I've been told, like the bulk of teams are not staying.
Right. Most teams don't. But when you just came off a road trip like San Jose did, this is a place where you can celebrate a little bit because nobody expects you to win that game against Vegas.
Okay.
So I'm saying that is possible, but I get what Isaac is saying. It's hard to go against San Jose here. If they decide to take it fully seriously, they could surprise the shit out of Vegas too. So.
Isaac says he keeps watching Sharks and Wings highlights. It makes him happy. That was a pretty impressive game. It's still not better than Anaheim coming back and beating Pittsburgh. Okay. In Pittsburgh after the coach got kicked out of the game. Loved it. Okay, Monday's games. Arizona at Buffalo. I'm going the Zona.
Give me Buffalo.
Rico, hold on, Rico, you're muted. Sorry. I got you unmuted.
Yeah, no, I'll take Buffalo.
Yeah.
Okay. Toronto at the Islanders. I'll take the Islanders.
In New York?
In Long Island, yep. Or on Long Island. Excuse me.
Just give me the over, probably Toronto. What do you got, Rico?
Yeah, same here. I'm with Pearl.
Okay. Detroit at Dallas. I'll take the Stars.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I like the Stars there too.
Perlo, you're the one that has to go.
Yeah, I'll take Dallas at home now. Yeah.
Okay. The last game, and that's the last game we will preview, because we will be back Tuesday, December 12th for a full slate. The last game is Calgary at Colorado. I will take the Avs all day. Isaac says, fun fact, I've never been on or against the Yotes so far this season, as far as I can remember. So Bruins -1.5. Okay, you're talking about.
Yeah, I kind of agree with them there. I just want to get a better idea of what their health is like. But if they're healthy, I think they ruin Arizona tomorrow. I agree with them.
Okay. Colorado, Calgary. Last game. We'll call it an evening. Final thoughts.
I don't like either one of these teams right now.
I'll take Colorado. Colorado at home. They're going to beat Calgary. I just think.
Oh, at home. Yeah, at home. Yeah, I'll take Colorado. Yeah.
I think Colorado wins that game too. Maybe like a first period over or something.
Yeah, pretty much. Alex takes every first period over for Calgary, and for good reason because they go over a lot. So.
Okay. closing thoughts for me, guys. Everybody that comes and listens, just go back in the live chat. I'll drop the link again in the description on the YouTube video. Check out the Blues 25th anniversary, Hockey Fights Cancer. Support Kelly Chase in his battle against leukemia. Let's hope he gets out of there with a clean bill of health. We talked about Bertuzzo being traded to the nope.
To the Islanders, yeah.
We're not that old. Anyway. Yep. So that please check out the Hockey Fights Cancer stuff for the St. Louis Blues. You can win $39,000, and support Kelly Chase in his battle against leukemia. Appreciate everybody that showed up tonight. Rico, what are your closing thoughts? Get more of your beer league buddies to show up. That'd be helpful, right?
That would be great, man. Go all the way to that rink, and next thing you know, there's 6 guys in a room. We're pulling 3 guys from the team that just came off the ice. But no, my final thought is I'm glad Bertuzzo got traded because it just gives a kid from my hometown more ice time for St. Louis. So that makes me happy. And my sister was diagnosed with leukemia when she was 17. She went to Sick Kids Hospital. We spent time in the Ronald McDonald House in Toronto. They cured my sister of it. So, we're all pulling for Kelly Chase too. So there was some dark times, man. She's healthy now and she's like 42. So, and she had it when she was like 17.
Yeah,
there was nights where she was coughing, and it was such a raw cough that, like, man, we were hoping that we would hear her cough because that meant that we knew she was still alive, man. Like there was like, so, here's the treatments and everything now are amazing, the doctors and stuff. So Kelly Chase is going to pull through it. And, that's kind of cool that everybody's getting behind him. And that's nice of you to share it too, Beard. So that's awesome.
Yeah, guys. I just, I lost my grandpa to cancer. Rico, your story was great. I won't go in depth, but cancer sucks, right? So anytime you can throw a couple bucks and, maybe win $39,000 and help somebody out with their battle against cancer, that's a pretty cool thing. I'm definitely going to go donate a few shekels. Anyway, I always enjoyed Kelly Chase. I think he's one of those guys, if you ever get a chance, check out some of his stories. That guy definitely had a lot of fun on and off the ice. If we had time, we were gonna show a couple of his fights. Him and Tony Twist, I had some pretty legendary fights.
Chase and Twist fights were freaking epic.
Yeah.
They were epic. Yeah. Mostly because very few players would fight them, either one of them. They're like the only guys that would fight each other because they were sick fighters, those guys.
Yeah. Pearlo, what are your any closing thoughts? Do you have any closing thoughts?
Well, I brought this up before, and I said I was going to look into it because we were talking about the possibility of Stamkos being traded. And I still think it's possible, but I tried to find a trade, and I was going to post it on Twitter, like I said. But I'm telling you, it's really hard out there with the cap.
Yeah.
If they do it, I think Tampa Bay fans are going to be really upset with their return because I got Vegas and Colorado. If he's willing to go out west and play for two teams that just won the cup recently.
How does Vegas fit it under their cap, though? Anyway,
they would have to give up significant. That's the thing, is they would have to give up Stevenson. I had the deal worked out where it could probably.
Well, Stevenson's a UFA too at the end of this year too.
I'm not saying that they can sign Stamkos next year. I'm saying as a rental this year.
No, I'm saying that Stamkos is a UFA. And Stevenson's a UFA. So if you swap, you'd be essentially swapping UFA. So that's interesting. I like that. Okay. Yeah. Pearlo, you had to go. I know you had to. If not, we get you under the wire. It was a 2-hour Friday night show.
I'm not even uncomfortably under the wire. I'm good.
So. Yeah. We're not cutting it close. I appreciate everybody that showed up. We had a bunch of great guys come in talking gambling. We had a really great show tonight. Rico came in dog-ass tired because he had to play the entire game of his beer league. That's brutal, Rico. Nobody likes it when you have that. Thanks to everybody that came in. Again, check out the Hockey Fights Cancer thing on the St. Louis Blues. Beginning of the thing, I dropped the link. I'll make sure it's in the description. Peace. We out.
See ya.